All right. Hi, my name is Katie, and I'm the owner and creator of Crafting Goddesses, located here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I am a arts and crafts business. I create a whole bunch of different handmade, unique, one-of-a-kind items, specializing in custom orders as well, with lettering art being one of my specialties. Actually, construction and makeup. Very interesting combination, but I started my own makeup company when I was 18, I want to say. Yeah, I was just out of high school, and that's actually what I went to school for after high school. Came back, started the business, was doing permanent makeup, regular makeup, and then had a lot of extra time, wanted to be making some more funds and stuff, so I took on a job in a construction company, and I was a lead estimator. So I did that for 10 years. It had a lot of rewarding things, a lot of ups and downs. It was definitely a completely different field, but I love math, was always good with stuff like that. My favorite part was always like coloring the blueprints, doing takeoffs. That's kind of what estimating is for those of you that don't know. And then about 6 years into that, I was 26 years old at the time. Out of nowhere, I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. And my life turned upside down. It's actually an understatement. Within a week, I was in chemo and radiation full time every day for months, and it was a really hard battle. Kind of just emotional talking about it, so I kind of skim over some of the things that I don't really talk about it a lot. But it did shape me and help me in so many ways. And I think when you come so close and death can become such a reality, that it really made me decide that, is this really what I want to be doing with my life? And at that point, because of insurance reasons, things like that, I couldn't leave the job right away. So like I said, I was in the construction industry for 10 years. And then I wanted to pursue makeup more. And I really wanted to get back on my own business. I have that still alongside, but I do more like blogging now. So I started doing that, and in the meantime, I had always been an artist, and I started taking some art workshops on the side, just for fun, just to kind of like get down to things that I wanted to be doing. And I felt like life was too short, and I just really wanted to embrace it, and started taking classes, pretty much every class that was launched. And pretty soon the teachers there were so great, so inspiring, and they said that I should start teaching workshops there. And so I was full throttle in the makeup at this point, and was like, you know what, I've always done multiple jobs at the same time. Why not? So I took on and started working for the company, which was Paper Source, and started teaching workshops for them. I fell in love with it and went and stayed with the company for a year and a half. It was a blast. Learned so many things. And while I was there, I got really into card crafting. And that's kind of where Crafting Goddesses all stemmed from. So, and I'll get more into that, but that's kind of my little background, a quick version of what I was doing before this and how I got back into, or how I started Crafting Goddesses. At this point, with my makeup career, I had always been a freelance artist. One of my main goals was I wanted to be a freelancer for MAC Cosmetics. So that was one of the things I was working towards. And as I'm teaching these workshops, and I finally get this job that I thought that I had wanted for 15 years. Like, this was my ultimate job when I started out in makeup, was to be with MAC. And I got it, and I realized that I loved the workshops so much more, and that my heart was really just drawing me back to art, and that I felt like that was my bottom line. And thinking back, from the time I was 8, 9 years old, that's what I was really passionate about doing, was art. I just never really believed and was never really around people that understood how you could make a living off of art. And that was one of the scary things of going into this venture, is because beauty I knew because my mom was an esthetician, and so I could have a niche in with that. But with arts and crafts and things like that, it was really I just knew I was passionate about it, and I knew I wanted to start something with it. So how it kind of started was handmade greeting cards, and I really like to do one-of-a-kind cards. And the reason behind that is just because I really feel like they're unique. And it's something that's kind of been lost with the technology and everybody using text and stuff like that. And cards are great that you can find, but I like to offer like custom creations for people. So somebody might not be crafty, but they have a vision in mind that they want to give somebody something that is, you know, floral with their favorite colors, or maybe their favorite theme or animal or travel destination, whatever it may be, and put that together for them, especially if they're giving like a gift card or things like that. So that's one of the main things that I do that I love doing as well. And then I also do handmade one-of-a-kind home decor. And that just kind of stemmed from things that I liked making for myself. If you saw my house, every square inch of my walls is covered in art. And people that know me know that that is not a lie. Like, if I find new art, it's like, yes, but there's not one square inch that it could go. So I started making different pieces, and then people just started liking that. And so I started adding some of those. And those are a lot of like cactus theme. I like to do mixed media on wood frames, painting, doing like a soft gel gloss to glaze over some of the stuff. But everything is handmade by me, so I don't have a huge selection, and that's also why I do a lot of one-of-a-kind items. I just recently started making stickers as well, which I absolutely love the idea. I've always wanted to add those into the shop. As being a sticker addict as a kid, I have loved doing that, and it's a little bit different. I know a lot of people do like digital designs or create something, have a vision, and then have a graphic artist maybe draw it up or something like that. And all my stickers are actually handmade designs by me, so I watercolor them or letter them myself, and then old school just snap a photo and send it in and create my stickers that way. I do have a third party though that creates that's great. And then the other stuff that I do that I'm really passionate about is workshops, like I said. So, and that all stemmed from brush lettering, and brush lettering is probably like my forte. It's one of the reasons that people come to me for custom orders, and it's incorporated a lot into my home decor and my greeting cards. So brush lettering, if anybody doesn't know, is a modernized way of calligraphy. So it's the same aspect and everything of it. It's just done with a brush pen instead of a dip into ink pen or nib. So along with that, I've also been teaching the workshops, and I love teaching workshops. That's one of my most popular things. It really is fun for everybody, and it's really fun for me, because one of the things when I started Crafting Goddesses, my idea, my motto behind it was I wanted to inspire others, you know, to really live their fullest, be happy, do what they want to do. So to see people in my workshops and having a fun time, and just being like at the end of a workshop for somebody to come up to me and say, that was incredible, you were an awesome teacher, or thank you so much, I had a great time. It's the reason I do this type of stuff. So I really love that. And then I've been starting to venturing back into some of my jewelry making, which is actually one of the things I did when I was about 19. And trying to bring some one-of-a-kind things in there. But you'll see the Crafting Goddesses name really does go everywhere. And a little bit behind that name too, just to backtrack a little bit, is people sometimes say Crafting Goddess because there's one of me, right? Well, the reason that I have the Crafting Goddesses is because of my workshops, and I'm creating so many other Crafting Goddesses. And I feel like we're one big clan of like-minded people. And yes, I do get guys occasionally, but for the most part, I'd say 99% of my clientele is women from all ages. And so I like to consider us all just Crafting Goddesses. You know, I'd probably say my greeting cards. And it's probably because it's how it started, like the whole idea of the business started. I love making them for my friends, my family. If you've known me for a long time, you've been getting my handmade cards for every occasion. And I just feel like they're really special because even if you can't afford to give somebody a nice gift or something, it's something that says, hey, I care about you, and this is something that I really took some time to think about what you would like and try to incorporate different things. So all of the one-of-a-kind cards are very, very different. And then you guys, what I love is my customers will send me recommendations. So there'll be things that maybe I didn't even think of. Like they'll see a card and say, you know what, I really like this design, but can I incorporate this, and this into it? And those are some of my favorite things that I do, is probably the custom orders that stem from greeting cards or other custom orders too. My customers, for sure. I have such an amazing, like, supportive group of customers that are just, I just love them. Through whether it's social media or their orders or coming to workshops. I have so many repeat customers, and I think that that's one of the things that keeps me going, is knowing that, hey, they really did like it. You know, it's great when people buy from you, but when they buy again, it's just almost that validation that, you know, they're not just trying to be nice, and it's great that they're trying to support me, but that they do really like my work, and I love that. Drastically. It hit really hard because it hit here in Arizona with market season for a lot of small businesses. So we do pop-up shops, things like that, which were all stopped. For me, the worst was all of my private lessons that I teach and workshops that I teach were all canceled. That was probably the hardest thing, and just because I love being around people too, so also just not seeing people and being able to interact with them was really a tough one. And then one of the good things that have stemmed is I've really been trying to, like a lot of us, focus on online sales and moving to an online market so everybody can feel comfortable about shopping. The one thing though that I struggle with that is that I find a lot of my work is smaller stuff, especially the greeting cards, and it's very, very intricate. Everything has layers to it. It's three-dimensional, and it's hard to photograph stuff like that. So I have found that challenging too, is really being able to capture what I sell through a camera instead of having these pop-up shops, or even, you know, the mercantile here, we had to close for over 2 months, or about 2 months. So it was definitely rough. It's starting to get better now, but with a lot of precautions, and it's all just been a learning curve of trying to figure out where to go and the best ways to operate now. This would actually tie into one of the things that keeps me going in customers as well, but I have had so many satisfying moments. And the number one that comes to mind was about 2 years ago, I got contacted by Make-A-Wish Foundation and Penspiration, and they wanted me to create a memorial sign for a young girl that was actually the young girl's family. And I'm not going to get into names or anything for privacy, but it was a 6-foot wooden sign that they were going to hang in their front yard, and they wanted it to say joy, hand lettered joy, and then have a big heart on it, a red heart with white lettering. So it was the biggest project that I did to date. And it really was so heartful even making it, but the biggest reward came from after I did it, you know, hearing this family story and this girl that I just really related to. They received this, they hung it out in front of their house, and the whole family took a photo underneath the sign in front of their house and sent it to me. And with the most beautiful note of just how grateful they were and how they feel like the joy just really encaptured everything that was her. And, you know, I mean, it brought me to tears, and it was the first time that I realized that my business could actually make such an impact too. And it wasn't just about making things or stuff like that, but it was truly about making how it made other people feel. And So that was one of the most rewarding things. And there's been some other stories similar to that, but that one definitely takes the cake. I would say if you're passionate about it, go for it. You know, you're never going to know everything. I still don't know everything. It's literally a day by day, figure it out, whatever you need to know that day. And some days I feel like, I finally got it. And then, you know, there's other days that come and it's still a big learning curve. But if you love it, you're going to be passionate about it, and you're going to do good. So the things that I would recommend not doing is people that are just wanting to be their own boss or wanting to have more free time. I will say I have no time. They say, you know, how much do you work, or things like that. What days do you have off? I work 24/7. I'm constantly, if I'm not making something, I'm researching on how to do advertising, how to take better photos, trial and error of things, coming up with new workshops. It's constantly doing something, but I love it, and I would not change it for the world. So I feel like if you're out there and you're thinking, I have something that I love to do, and it's what I could do 24/7, do it, definitely. You'll figure out the rest as you go. The mercantile has been great. One of the things that I love is all the other small business owners that I've met here. A lot of them I knew from markets and stuff like that, but a lot of them I didn't. And it's such a great community of uplifting makers and artists. And I've even done some collaborations with some other people, which has been great here. And then I also love to be able to teach my workshops here, to have basically like a one-stop shop where I can sell my stuff but also be teaching is phenomenal. The mercantile itself, if you have not been down here, you have to come down and check it out. It is the cutest space ever. So the atmosphere for workshops too is just perfect, I feel like. One of the things I love about having the workshops here too is it brings in a ton of women, and then women love to shop and look around, so they're like, another incentive for them to want to come in is they get to see my stuff along with, we've got 60 plus local makers here. And it's just super fun for everybody. And also, obviously, Kim, you were amazing. One of the coolest people I have met in the industry. It's great to have somebody care about your business like you care about your business. And I've yet to meet anybody like that. And I've been doing this for a few years now, and I'm just really, really grateful to have somebody that I feel like is a genuine friend and connection that can really, we help each other, and it's awesome. Oh, that's a tough one. One of the things that I heard actually one of the gals say on here was kindness, which, oh my gosh, I 100% agree to that. I feel like that is something that the world definitely needs. The other thing, too, that I really feel like has been lacking in this last 15, 20 years that keeps just dropping is respect. I don't think that people have accountability for themselves anymore because we've gone to such a digital world, and people find it okay to say things that they wouldn't normally say to a person's face, and it's created just this horrific environment, you know, and even if they're saying it just online, it starts to become real in the world too, and it manifests itself. So I think that if respect was ingrained in me as a child, you know, you respected your elders, you never talk back, you never do this, there was things that you just knew that were the right way to treat people, whether you believed in them or not, that's what you did. And I think that with respect, more kindness in the world would come. And, you know, that would make the world a lot better place, because everybody's going through something and nobody knows what everybody's going through. So it's just to keep in mind that, you know, put yourself in their shoes and just treat people how you want to be treated, which it seems so basic, but I think we've all forgotten that. Jeez, I feel like I could talk forever. So, no, I just want to say that thank you to everybody, honestly, to everybody that supported me, everybody that's just now learning about me, and I couldn't do this without you guys, and I'm forever grateful, and I just wanted to say thank you.